So this will be my first time ever a walking video, and I was in Denmark. And by the way, it's actually really beautiful weather out here. Never speaking about global warming, I've never seen so much snow. So uh, just not long ago, like a few days ago, I was invited to Denmark, and people asking me several questions non-stop. And on one part, we also did channeling, and the channeling was done in Latvian, but maybe someday invite me to somewhere else. We can do also English channelings, that's no problem. And people started asking about time, and they asked Enrico whether your time, or how do you experience time? Do you have like a linear time? And then they answered this: the beings, the Enrico is a completely different world, so to speak. I will take a journey to the deepest forest there, and we will experience relative time. And they replied that time is relativity. To some it was difficult to say, but I will explain it in my own words. They said that they do not experience time as we experience linearly. In fact, time is never linear. It's relative. And how I understand relative to be, it's relative against something. So we here, like humans, this seems like animal footprints, not people's footprints, or maybe people's, doesn't matter. That we people here experience like future, the past, and the now. And then we can say, like, this is the, so to speak, one small kid asked me, and he said, we will never, I will stop for a moment. He said, we will never experience, I will turn myself. He said, we will never experience future, because we will be always going to the future, and we are always in the now, so we will never visit future. And this was what the small kid said. And so the Enrico was trying to tell us that we, so for example, we have entered in the now, and we think that the now state is relative to the previous past state, because we try to put together some correlations, like correlations, I don't know how it's called in English in better words, like some matching signatures. Does this look to us relative to the past? And they said also, in explanation, they said, you don't know that this is the next minute. In fact, you don't ever experience all the minutes. You experience next moment and the next moment, and the next moment is connected to the another next moment through relativity, meaning that the next moment will be the most closest in similarities to this moment, and the previous moment is more connected to this moment. So this moment we try to, and humans try to, make it linear by this relativity theory, by this relativity correlations or similarities. So we look at this now moment, and we look back where I was walking, and we are trying to figure out, okay, yeah, these are my footprints. So in fact, it's relative that the previous moment in where I was the past. But in fact, you don't know whether it was the past, or you experienced this like from any other reality or any other lifetime. So we humans look here, and we try to connect to the past with relativity. It's more relative that was the past moment. And when I'm looking in front, it's more relative from my perspective that will be the future. So, and what Rico was telling, this is how humans use all their energy, how humans used their mind patterns collectively to stay on track. And they said to stay on track on where you're going and focusing where you're going, to stay on track to the goals they wish. So basically, it's a mind concept that creates this idea of future, now, and past. So what they said about their own reality, they said that they do not use with the mind this relativity idea. They don't use it. Every moment of Enrico, they live in a world of golden light. Golden yellow depends on the emotions, and sometimes pure bright white. It really depends on the emotions. And they say that they don't use this relativity idea. They don't have this, the linear perspective. They don't have this linear perspective relativity idea. They don't have this. What they have is that this moment in where they are right now, they allow every other moment to connect to really freely, without conceptualizing, without matching the relativity idea. So, for example, what it means, as if I'm standing right here, for me, be looking forward somewhere there would be more relative, that could be the future. That could be the future, because when I'm landed in the future, it means that I think at that point I'm creating a perspective that this is the future from the previous period where I was. And right here I'm again looking in the past, but who knows that that moment right there was from a universe perspective, the previous moment. It's just a next moment which I'm experiencing. And humans, they put on track the moments they put on track. For example, in the Enrico world, as they said, they don't have this on track. It can be everything. The next moment can be anything and everything, and they don't conceptualize whether it's the future, past, from years, for everybody, for anything. It's the next experience moment. It's not next hour, next 20 minutes or something. It can be so detached from this current moment. So basically, while I'm walking here, if I would be towards Enrico, I could be walking, and then just, I wish for summer. And bam, it's summer. But for us, summer would not be relative, because it's now winter. It's not possible to quickly change to summer. It's winter. So we can only experience the future relative to the now. And the now is relative to the past. So it's like a chain. But as Enrico said, for example, in this scenario, we, just walking, and pam, all of a sudden I decided I want to be relaxing in the sea. And pam, he walks out through this fog energy, and he's in the sea right now, sunbathing. So the conclusion of that video, the conclusion of that explanation was that humans collectively use their mind. No, wait, something got in my mouth. Humans collectively use their mind to guide themselves through reality moments. In fact, it's really beautiful right here. Through reality moments which are more relevant, relevant, how you call it, to the now moment. So, if you become more free and more not counting the time, not being relative connection, not making relative linear connections between the future and the now, you can start experience variations or random things in the time segments. What it means is, for example, I might think that I'm walking here like for an hour or maybe 10 minutes or maybe 20 minutes. And I might think that I'm late already to wherever I'm going. But if you don't think about it, if you don't pay attention to it, you can experience this time and space much more deeper, much more relevant. I mean, not much relevant, but much more without the linear time scale, and arrive to your destination in a completely different linear time frame. Because you don't go through the so much relativity, or whatever it's called. So, in simple words, the less you count time, the less you pay attention to what's future, what's the past. Oh, somebody forgot his jacket right there. The less you think about it, the more varied your time experience may become. So, and there's a simple story. My girlfriend Linda, she was driving to a city, like a next city from here, and she knows that to get there it takes like 30 minutes, and she was already late. But it turned out she arrived on time in 15 minutes. So it's not possible. It's a highway. You can drive it for like 120 kilometers per hour, and still it will take you 30 minutes to get there. And she arrived in 15 minutes. She said that's not possible. When everything starts becoming possible when you stop counting time, when you stop connecting this moment to another moment, which is more relevant. So, and here I am, thinking that is my past. And here I am, thinking that will be my future. When you stop thinking about these things, when you stop counting time, things can happen in a magical way. So your consciousness is not using its energy to limit through the relative futures, nows, and pasts. It become variated. So I think this is the idea which Enrico wanted to tell, and I think I explained it to you. At the beginning, for me, it was confusing. I don't understand. And they also said parallelity, like parallel, but parallelity and relativity and variation. Oh my God, it was difficult to translate in English. But variation means, they said, that you connect to the next reality, which is more relevant to this reality. So what it means is human minds trying to, using their limitation or their perspectives or their concepts of their time and space, they try to connect to the next reality, which is more similar. And Enrico said that the next reality is only a variation between several realities, and humans choose the one which is more relevant to their energy and frequency from this now perspective. So in conclusion, whatever is your energy, whatever is your vibration, you will attract, or you will go to the reality which is more matching your concepts. So just free your mind and allow the universe to be, and stop